But what we can't deny is just how extremely unpopular she is. Everyone got amnesia overnight. Overnight, they got amnesia, and everyone likes her all of a sudden.
Ruslan.
Harris supporters were approached in public and were asked, what is something that she's done that they appreciate? And let's just say it didn't go as planned. All right, go ahead.
Harris's biggest accomplishment to date as vice president.
I don't know. I don't feel comfortable doing this anymore.
Hold on. I don't feel comfortable doing this anymore.
Why are you going to act like the victim all of a sudden? I don't feel comfortable doing this anymore. Wow, that's awesome.
I don't feel comfortable doing this anymore. Go ahead.
She was a very good vice president.
That's feeding her lines.
Yo, vice president is, you guys know, like, vice president don't really got a job. They don't really do much.
Yo,
that's funny. Go ahead.
That's
an interesting question. Getting to vice president.
I have to do more research on her, honestly. I'm just glad to see a woman of color in charge for once.
Respect. She gave an answer.
Yes.
Yes, queen.
Yes.
I haven't followed her political career that closely.
That's a good one. I don't know.
I don't want to do that.
I don't want to do this.
The ones that say, I don't want to do this.
The ones that say, I don't want to do this. Well, the first one that agreed and then said she didn't feel comfortable anymore. The amazing part about all this is the overt copying of policies. So now she wants to build a wall at the border. Pull that up real quick. She wants to build a wall at the border.
Do you think we can get Kelly P to come over to the dark side?
Kelly's in Texas. It doesn't matter how Kelly P votes. It does not matter.
She's still not motivated to vote red.
Listen, it does not matter. She can vote however she wants, and it means nothing.
Oh man, it's like us voting.
It's just like it's like us in California. It means nothing. So the flip-flopping on the border is hilarious. The flip-flopping on the desire to all of a sudden take away taxes. Oh my gosh, what is that picture?
You better thank a union member. You better thank a union member for the 5-day work week. You better thank a union member for sick leave. You better thank a union member for paid leave.
Okay, can you find it?
She's
Build a wall. Just search. Oh, here we go.
My value around what we need to do to secure our border. That value has not changed. I spent 2 terms as the Attorney General of California prosecuting transnational criminal organizations, violations of American laws regarding the illegal passage of guns, drugs, and human beings across our border. My values have not changed.
So she's saying her values have not changed. Harris.
Trump's border wall was just a stupid use of money. I will block any funding for it. I say it again, Trump's border wall is a waste of money. We should be using that money for infrastructure, free Medicare for all. Trump is trying to hold the government hostage over a border wall. We don't need that.
Aged terribly.
Funding Trump's unrealistic border wall would be a gross misuse of taxpayer money. That's great. That's great.
Can you find her actually saying, I want to build a border wall? Because that's the best part about it, is that she went from saying all this stuff to now she wants to build a border wall, which I think is amazing. So here's the part. Listen, I'm not a big Trump guy. Some of you guys are like, Ruslan, how could you not be a Trump guy? I'm not a big fan. Okay, I think he's the better candidate out of the two, but there's all kinds of issues I have with Trump. But what we can't deny is just how extremely unpopular she is. This is someone that is so extremely unpopular, and everyone got amnesia overnight. Overnight, they got amnesia, and everyone likes her all of a sudden. It's amazing. It's incredible, right? It's. I've never seen anything like this before. I've never seen somebody be this unpopular. Someone drop out of the presidential race before their own state came around because she was in the bottom of the polls, even in her own state. This is 2019. And to see everyone get amnesia and pretend like she actually has, 1, accomplished anything, and 2, is a good politician. She's neither. She's awful. She's terrible in every measurable metric. She's terrible in every measurable metric. Outside of the value that she's a woman and that she's a black woman and an Indian woman. That's it. That is the narrative. That is the story. And if you're like, oh, you know, deleting babies matters to me. Deleting babies matters to me. So I'm excited to see how this debate's going to go. I think her CNN interview was pretty rough. Her CNN interview was pretty rough. So I'm curious how this goes and where this turns into. But it is interesting to see everyone just kind of get right in line, man. Right in line, do the things they're told, and make sure that they follow the rules, and everything is shaping up. I can't wait for this for November 5th to be over. But because listen, at the end of the day, I think what's going on in your house is substantially more important than what's going on in the White House. I think what's going on in your house is way more exciting than who's in the White House. And if you are leading your house in a way that tips the scale in your favor, I think you will be fine, right? So I'm not like afraid of either of these folks. I definitely don't want her to be president. She was in a terrible attorney general here. She had a terrible 2019 run, and I think she'd make a terrible president. I think she's been a terrible vice president. She's been, statistically speaking, according to that, she is the most unpopular president in American history. More unpopular than Dick Cheney, who got us into the Iraq debacle. And it doesn't get any worse than that. So I'm curious how this thing pans out. If you and these polls are fascinating. These polls are fascinating because they have a very interesting layout of how this is going to go, which we'll see. I'll take anyone but the T-man at this point. Yeah, I mean, I think I understand why people feel that way. There's been a lot of folks who have been manipulated into thinking that Trump is the end of democracy. Listen, anytime your guy, if your guy doesn't win, it's the end of the world. Like, I would just reassess your paradigm of things, right? So if you feel like if this person gets in, it's the end of the world, or this person, to me, that's just silly. But to assume that she's equipped to do the job, I just don't see that. I mean, look at what's going on in California. Like, you want to see how a administration under her would go. Look at what's going on in LA and San Francisco, where she was a leader, where she was an attorney general. You know, that's what we're going to get. And if that's what you want, then, you know, go to San Francisco. Go see the streets of San Francisco. Go to LA. Go to Venice Beach. Go look at Graham Stephan's videos of what's going on in Venice Beach. That's the paradigm that they're coming with in terms of my understanding, right? And so if you see her as the lesser of two evils, that's your prerogative. I don't, and I don't think it's a coherent worldview, because what it really is like, because there's one thing to say, hey, I have an issue with Trump's character and the way he leads and the way he speaks. I think that's fair. I don't think he's a Christian. Fair critique. But when you say, I have an issue with Trump, therefore I'm voting for someone that has been this unaccomplished, this has been this bad, that to me is silly. You don't have to vote for Trump to, and you don't have to vote for her. Like, you don't have to vote for either of them. Thank you so much for checking out the video. Comment down below and let me know what you think. And be sure to check out this video that YouTube is recommending just for you. Let me know if they nailed it. All right? I'll see you over there. Peace.